gods fought in a dark. The mythologies of many worlds tell of a time when the gods walked the earth before, for varying reasons, they depart. Gaecia is not one of those worlds. They never departed. Coming into being at the beginning of the Second Age, the gods fought in a dark wars against the entities that came before them, driving them underground and claiming the surface world for themselves. They created the plants and animals of the world together, but each in isolation made their greatest works, the races of the world in their own image. The fledgling races looked up to their godly masters and worshipped them all equally, and the gods ruled them together. However, this way of living eventually proved unsustainable. The petty disagreements of the gods manifested in preferential treatment of their own creations and ignoring the ones of those they wished to spite. Centuries of squabbling and bickering eventually boiled over and turned into the Titan Wars. The gods fought each other, and the races of the world were dragged into the conflict. Generation upon generation fought one another, bleeding and dying at the behest of their gods, whose anger blinded them to the suffering of their children. It seemed like it would never end, that there'd be no resolution to their disputes, with each god too proud to ever admit fault. During the Battle of Scarlet's Peak, the unthinkable happened. Ulfgar, god of the dwarves, died. Caught off guard from a surprise shot by an elvish warrior, Ulfgar was dealt a mortal blow by Sailor and goddess of the elves. The result of this duel effectively ended the wars, the hatred of the gods tempered by their grief. They looked at the world around them and saw the results of their combat and repented. They swore an oath to each other to not let such devastation occur again. And so as the Third Age began, they divided Gaceia into territories and took their own children there to rule them. And so it has been for 3 millennia, each race living in their own lands, ruled by those who are both king and god. While they abide mostly within the constraints they set upon themselves, tensions are arising anew, and people fear that a new war is on the horizon. The mythologies of many worlds tell of a time when the gods walked the earth before, for varying reasons, they depart. Gaecia is not one of those worlds.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Rolling With It. Today we'll be presenting episode 14 of Gaecia, a homemade Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign. I am Crazy Fat, I'll be your Dungeon Master of the evening. I made this world, I'll be your guide through it. I very much hope you enjoy your stay. With me tonight is Britty.
Hi, I'm still a token American. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm still playing Fleet, the level 4 Way of the Open Hand monk. And I'm ready to get back to punching shit, because God, I miss this.
Riley.
Hello, I am Riley. I completely forgot the order that you're in and did not just have some food in my mouth. I'm back playing Gareth, the level 4 warlock, after the identity crisis, but we'll see how that goes.
Matt.
Hey there, I'm Matt. I'll be playing Phoenix White, our level 4 Fire Ganassi Divination Wizard. Just because it's 2021 doesn't mean that 2021, so let's get back to some D&D.
Nat.
Hello, I'm Nat. I'll be playing Althea. She is both a bard and a cleric.
And Lumie.
Hello, I'm Lumie. I'm playing Urashi, who is still the barbarian, and is still going to hit loads of shit, which I have also missed immensely.
Alright, so it's been about a month since we last did this, so I think we are all, I speak for everyone when I say we are quite hyped. But I'll also give a bit of a longer recap, especially for people who haven't been able to come for a little while. So, our still unnamed party are currently on a quest issued to them by the Church of Aesme to gather various components for a amulet that will provide the rather special tabaxi child known as Hope for better days to come, with kind of protections from various divination magics for all the people who are seeking her out for reasons that are still kind of unclear. They're still towards the beginning of this journey. They have successfully recovered some unicorn tears from in the northern section of the Foutorn Woods, wherein they tackled some demonically altered dryads and a rather powerful tiefling. And they heard rumors that this was all set in motion by some lady who apparently has this weird kind of, they look like their skin is kind of translucent, assuming kind of underneath their skin is kind of stars and galaxies. It's kind of like looking up into space. After finishing there, they headed north just into the very southern portion of Cathania, into the city known as Guxnam, which was originally of human construction before the wars that in which Cathania expanded to control it. So naturally there's a lot of humans still here. They are most famous for their breweries, which certain party members have definitely indulged in. While they were here, Phoenix, upon hearing the name of Mazoth, which he had heard, which he is familiar with, he has been asked to seek them out for his own studies. He decided to seek them out. It turns out they have a kind of theatre here in Guxnam where they perform wondrous magical activities, most notably magical reverse aging, which people pay a lot of money to see and have done. Unfortunately, on the particular night in which the party went to witness it, the unfortunate soul who was having their age years taken off them kind of died horribly as something went wrong with the ritual, kind of summoning a small horde of demons who the party, along with some guards, were just about able to take care of. In the aftermath of this, the city quite reasonably started an investigation, headed up by Civil Captain Garrick Cafioch, a Dragonborn, who thanked the party for their help in defeating the demons, and kind of took them all to the barracks to have a small chat, and he asked them all some slightly personal questions. Following this, kind of gathered back in the tavern, Yarth revealed to the party at large that he was not, in fact, Jarl Sebastian Lieb von Knucklestamp, or Lord Sebastian, whatever, as he had been claiming for so long, and that in fact that was all yeah. It's still no Flaffy Naffy Cavisac Cantopasta Tournicus, the unicorn, but you know.
All right.
Yes, and so following this, he seemed slightly changed. Later that night, after some discussions, Fleet and Phoenix decided to have a bit of a rummage around in Fleet's mind to see if there was any details that Phoenix might be able to find about Fleet's parentage. In fact, they found something quite interesting, some sort of memory that had been forgotten or locked deep within Fleet's mind. A memory of this drow woman, presumably Fleet's mother, seemingly fleeing from some chasing voices, presumably belonging to people, but they were never seen. And then Fleet was abandoned on the doorstep of the monastery from which they grew up in, and they were given a amulet. Then this Fleet's mother kind of ran off into the night, never to be seen again. The following morning, Yareth Yareth was not feeling well. He was kind of having a bit of lying or whatever, and so Althea stayed behind in the tavern, while the other three continued out to do a bit more snooping of their own into the whole demon summoning debacle. During this, they found a cloaked figure that had tailed them since the barracks. They kind of caught them, questioned them. They didn't give a great amount of detail, however, they did bring up that there was an inn used as a meeting point for him and whoever his boss is. He also rolled a natural 20 to spit at Phoenix, which... yeah, I'm weirdly proud of that. Yes. And after letting them go, they later found him in a abandoned alley, seemingly taken his own life. He said he didn't fear death, and clearly not. Presumably there was something that he feared much, much more. Continuing towards this meeting point, Phoenix recognizes a smell. This smell belonging to some sort of incense that the wizard Mazoth had used during his performance. So he kind of followed it into this little kind of herb incense kind of shop. Talking with the merchant, revealed that it was it came from a small little flower that grew around certain oases in the desert in the southern wastes, which is where all the demon worshippers live. It kind of has very few magical properties. It's most used for kind of showmanship because it kind of billows out a lot of smoke. It smells weird. It's kind of a heady smell that makes you a bit lightheaded or that kind of thing. So it used very little outside of basically showmanship. He revealed that Mazoth, was a regular customer, and you regularly would kind of purchase some of this flour. There was another individual who had recently been asking about the flour, kind of a couple of days before the performance, but they hadn't actually bought anything. They did, however, leave behind a broken ring, and kind of the merchant sent his shop's boy kind of chasing at him, and they wasn't able to catch up. And this figure had gone into the same place that the cloaked figure had told them about after questioning him. The boy wasn't able to hand back the ring, and I believe the merchant offered to give you the ring, but you didn't take it, if I remember correctly.
I've got the ring.
You got the ring. You did take it. Okay,
Gold band missing its stone.
Yes, so it's kind of a little golden ring. There's kind of inset where a stone should be. However, it is missing. You haven't tried to do anything else to identify it yet, if I remember correctly.
No, because you said it gave off no obvious magical feeling.
Yes, presumably because it's broken, or it's just mundane. So yes, eventually made their way to the drop-off point, a incredibly seedy tavern known as the Wretched Weasel. Now, this particular tavern almost seemed trying to put people off. It was ridiculously thick with smoke. There is vomit puddles. There's just stew on the floor. There are kind of rat droppings everywhere, kind of on piles on the tables. The innkeeper was incredibly uninviting, and he didn't stop the party carrying on through to the basement. However, he definitely didn't seem happy about it. Now, kind of as they went into kind of the back room, they saw a door that presumably led downstairs, and a table. On this table was a few things. including including 4 keys, a candle, a scroll, and a knife. Now, I believe Phoenix picked up 2 of the keys, one of which burned his hand until he was kind of able to wrench it free. The second one made him feel incredibly unwell, and he is now, unfortunately, poisoned. It was not until the party tried to use the candle as a key instead that the door unlocked. And that was where we finished last time. I think I covered everything.
Yeah,
I
I believe last we left off, Gareth and Althea were still back at the tavern,
Yes.
and it was just the 3 of us going forward at the unknown.
minor retcon. So something I would have done last time, but Gareth was not here. So, before the day we just talked about, the day where they talked to the correct figure, talked to the merchant, now in the Wretched Weasel. The night before that, Yareth, you were not slept well last night. Not well at all. Yeah, we're going to kick this session off with me asking everybody but Yareth to go to the other voice chat. Or is it Britty? You have to stay and take your headphones off.
Good luck.
Bye. Good to hear me, Britty. Cool, I guess not. Okay, so Yareth. After your who? Sorry. Sorry, I thought someone said something.
It might be me going hello there.
Oh, hello. Yes. So, after your not so restful night last night, you settle in, hoping you will have a much better one tonight. Once again, you've set your kind of belt buckle that's kind of dented and tarnished, and that symbol you can't work out because you just can't buff it clean. You kind of set that on your kind of bedside table, kind of angled slightly towards you, so you can kind of just look at it as you kind of drift off. A few hours into the night, you find yourself slowly rising out of the deep sleep that you were in. It's at this moment you realize you've been hearing your name being called. Yeah. Yeah.
Is there a point of origin for the voice?
You kind of shake some of the weariness out of your head. You kind of take a glance around, and once more your eyes rest on the belt buckle. It doesn't have an eye, obviously, but you feel it is somehow staring at you.
Hello. What? Yeah. Yes. Hello.
Hello?
Oh, we're talking. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Are we going to move on from hello? I don't know who you are. I don't know a lot right now. What? Hello?
Hello. It is good to see you. It has been a while since we last talked.
Now, that's the thing. I don't fully remember the conversation before.
Do you not? Oh.
Not really.
What a shame. It was such a good conversation. You and I talked about a great many things. such a long time.
Perhaps at some point you can enlighten me. What? What's up? How can I help?
You are doing just fine.
Oh, good.
You are growing with the gifts I gave you, are you not?
No. Sorry, I'm trying to do the accent back.
That's right.
Well, yes. Which gifts is it that you're referring to? The magics or the belt buckle or both?
Both, I suppose. You've not yet unlocked the full power of either the buckle or the dim buckle.
Ha 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 ha! Very clever. Now I've got to ask. What's with the killing people thing? Because I've noticed that when me and my friends kill people that are magically inclined, something happens with the bottle.
Well, you don't like kids, don't kill people. Seems obvious to me.
It's not just the people that I kill. I don't particularly like killing, but even if like one of my friends does it, and I'm just around.
You are friends with people who kill things regularly? That seems rather uncouth, especially for one of your station. Oh, wait. That particular strand of lies has come loose. A pity. I quite liked Knuckle Stamp. He was entertaining for a while. I'm sure you're wondering, much as I, now that one thread has been pulled loose, how long till the entire web collapses?
Now, what exactly do you mean by the entire web? I have already mentioned the fact, in a fit of anger at Phoenix, that I am not, in fact, a wizard. And as far as I know, the only two massive lies that I've done are the Knuckle Stamp and being a wizard.
To your friends, the murderers? Yes. What about your mother?
I was hoping you wouldn't bring them up.
You forget. I know. I see.
Right, who are you? Because, like I said, I don't remember that previous conversation. And now you're talking to me, you know everything about me and my friends, the so-called murderers, as you put them, but you've not given me a name.
I'm killing people.
Can I have a name?
I don't really have one, per se.
A title?
No. I think we will come to that in time.
Oh, goody. There's going to be future conversations with a mysterious man. Entity.
Well, you would like me to take it all back? What has been given can be ungiven. If that is your wish.
Now, by all, are we talking the magics in the bottle, or are we talking everything?
It is a package deal.
I see. In which case, I look forward to all future correspondence with you. Definitely.
You may call me friend.
Okay, friend. Sure. Was it just a general catch-up you wanted, or was there anything else? Because I'm not going to lie, us mortals, we quite like sleep, and I haven't been able to get that the last couple of nights.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's completely my bad. I do forget that when you're just lying there not doing things, you're actually doing things.
Recovering, yes.
Yes.
The whole lies came down because I didn't get a lot of sleep. I wasn't myself.
Oh, did I do that? Oh, I'm dreadfully sorry.
Why do I get the sense that this isn't going to be the last time that sort of thing happens?
I like to catch up with you every now and then. Is that so wrong?
No, friend, I guess it's not.
Well then, keep your eyes and ears to the ground. It is only the beginning right now, but you never know when someone idly says now becomes incredibly important much, much later.
Okay, I sense that there's some irony there that I'm missing. Can I ask one last question before, unless there's anything else that you want to add?
Ask as many questions as you like.
Are you working with the gods? Sorry, are you working with the gods? Because I got it from them.
Working with is something of an overstatement. They tolerate my existence because of my shackles.
Your
Just
shackles?
know that you will change all of that.
Now, you say that in a rather overt demeanor. That doesn't sound brilliant. I mean, if it's something that you need to do in order to not take away everything, then sure. But you say that in such a way that's going to be bad.
Goodbye, my little friend.
Okay.
Growing.
Nighty-night.
Sleep
Fucking
well.
hell.
And that presence, the belt buckle staring at you, disappears.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps a little rattled. It takes you a small while to get back to sleep, but eventually you do. Let me message Faven and come back. All right, so,
Hello, children.
hello.
Don't call me that.
So I got a face full of curry, so might be a bit awkwardly silent.
I was going to say, Ferret just took that. Hello, children. Yes, that is me.
Yes, I am child. Okay, so
He's the only person here younger than me, so yeah.
I am the youngest person here, which still, yeah.
And I'm only 3 weeks older than you, so.
Well, yeah. Yes, so, Yarth, you find yourself waking up a bit later the following morning. Althea, you, having known that Yarth did not sleep very well last night, or the night before last night, technically, decide to allow him to have his extended lie-in. You tell the others that you will catch up with them later. And so it's probably about mid-morning when Yarth eventually comes down and joins you in the kind of parlor room of the tavern.
To which, if I may add,
Mhm.
Yareth, in his appearance, looked slightly different. I will pop an image into our Discord chat. I don't know how possible it would be to it on the stream, Britty, for the viewers at home. But Yareth has ditched the waistcoat and suit jacket and is just wearing a shirt with sleeves rolled up and no tie. He has shaved his mustache. His eyes are a different color. They are green instead of blue, and his hair is a lot more unkept than usual. Through one essence or another, this is Yareth Dimbuckle.
Cute. What a cute
Alright.
boy.
So yeah, Althea, I imagine you probably saved him some breakfast as well, knowing you.
Yeah.
You kind of set it aside and you're sipping on some milk or something. As you take in Yareth's new appearance. He seems far better rested than he was before, although he does look a tad rattled.
It's a new look, but it suits you.
Thank you. We didn't talk much the other. Oh, is that food? Food. Food is good. And Gareth will start eating whatever is there. We didn't really talk much about everything that I said yesterday, or the day before. I've lost track.
That's fine. You only need to say what you need to.
Are you alright with it all? And do you get it all?
Of course. Sometimes we're forced to be people we don't want to be, asked to fulfill roles that we're not comfortable playing, or sometimes we put that on ourselves. But hey, I mean, you've come downstairs, you've been polite, you've said hello. Top hat or not, you're still Yareth. And she'll try and give him an awkward fist bump on the arm.
He just sort of shakes slightly. Thank you, Althea. But, and I think you're the only one I'm comfortable saying this to. When I'm not very, very angry. You say I'm still Yareth. I don't know who that is.
Oh.
I don't know who I am. I don't know what my place is. I've been lying since the day I could talk. I don't know where I am, but I do know that right now where I want to be is with people that I can call friends, and this lovely plate of sausages. But mostly with the friends part.
Maybe we don't know who Yareth is, but the best time to plant a tree is 10 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is today. So let's plant a Yareth tree together.
Have you said that line before?
Heard it here first, kids. Plant the tree and them sausages.
Or probably something like that. Full of old
Okay.
comforting words.
Thank you. It means a lot coming from you.
If you give just a nod in the affirmative and just sort of quietly enjoy breakfast with him. Happy to chat about whatever.
Sure. Okay.
It's pretty
You finish your meal, and you decide it's probably time to try and catch up with the others. You're not 100% sure where they went, but you're sure if you wander around Esme will guide your hand, and you will eventually bump into them. On the journey, much like Phoenix Yarth, you also kind of wandering through the market, catch the smell of the small little flower that was used in the incense, and you follow it into the kind of little merchant's place. He will tell you broadly what he told Phoenix. He'll also mention that he had a similar conversation with Fire Gaecia earlier, and direct you towards the Wretched Weasel, where he believed Phoenix was headed. He will also mention to you, they did not mention to Phoenix, that after Phoenix left, a few guards came in and asked, yet again, very similar questions about the same flower. And it seems they took a small sample with them. They seem to have suspicions somewhat about the flower, because it comes from the southern wastes, which obviously where all the demons worshippers live, and there are demons. So they seem to be running with the flower a little bit, from what you could gather. But as I say, unless there's anything in particular you'd like to ask this merchant, we will assume you kind of just kind of enter into the Wretched Weasel as you see kind of, Fleet's foot kind of just nip behind the door into the back room as it kind of shuts. As I say, this is a very incredibly foul place to be. The room is filled with smoke. Your nostrils are overpowered with rancid vomit and rat droppings everywhere. I believe there was one particularly lowly patron who was still passed out at this, going on midday, and then the particularly nasty-looking barkeep. I will assume, much like your friend, you kind of ignore the barkeep, step over the bar, and head into the back room. So this is, as you enter the back room, this is just after the others have solved the puzzle, and the door has kind of clicked and is starting to swing open as you all... the door opens again, and you see Althea and Yareth wander in.
Oh, you two caught up then?
Hello.
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 How's everyone's mornings? Good?
It was pretty weird, to be honest, actually, Yareth. There was some strange puzzle shit in here. I don't really understand it, but things do seem to, so we're doing okay. How are you? And Yareth, yeah, Ash is talking to you literally exactly the same as she always has. There's no acknowledgement from her at all that you look different or anything.
There is a really wide smile across Yara's face.
Some people don't see race. Urashi just doesn't see people.
Urashi just doesn't see.
I'm well. My voice is going all over the place with the accent.
It is.
Yeah, you're just like me.
It's in character. Don't worry about it.
So, for the record, both for everyone, it's meant to be stuttering light Irish, is what I'm going for. It keeps slipping though.
I'm kind of getting
You're certainly
stuttering
going for
New
it.
Yorker, but we're getting there. Stuttering is at least consistent.
I'm casting over here.
Yes, it's been a morning, and at night, yesterday, but I'm good.
We could tell. We'll have more time to talk about it, but for now, I think we got some business to attend to in the next room.
Yeah, and since it feels like I was just drowned in a whiskey vat, we could be moving on swiftly.
Quicker in, quicker out.
with the door now open, you see kind of the top 2 steps of kind of down into presumably some sort of basement. However, from there down, it is completely pitch black. Your dark vision side, you cannot penetrate it at all. Given your glowing Gaecia and the candle that is being held, those of you familiar with magic probably suspect this is not wholly natural darkness, based on how shadows should be casting and all that.
Am I wrong? Does that look wrong to anybody else, or is that just me?
A little.
It's very dark. We can not tell that much. Phoenix will take a kind of staggering step down the first step, think better of it. I kind of move to the side and go, I should probably not be the first person down those stairs.
I can take the lead.
Yes, I'll fair and if you can tell, Phoenix is... He's not green because he's got red skin, but it's not the right shade of red. He seems a bit queasy.
Oh, Bubba. Ash will quite happily go down sort of with or just behind Fleet.
Sure.
Something happen? Phoenix?
Yeah, touched a key. Got a hangover.
Pretty much
That's,
yeah.
That's unusual.
Was it a whiskey?
Oh, God. Sometimes I forget Althea's a bard, and then you come out with shit like that.
I don't know whether to give you inspiration or give you psychic damage.
Well, if it makes any easier, I'm all full on inspiration.
All right.
I think he gave us psychic damage.
Okay. You also noticed Phoenix looks not full HP. If that changes anything.
Yeah, there was a bit of experimentation. It was a weird puzzle. Key's not good, apparently. Who'd have thought?
Hey Phoenix.
We
guess
thought.
what? Boop.
We thought that, Fleet.
I'm just
Well, we
prod
did it
Phoenix.
first.
Do you boop him on the nose?
Yeah, I'll boop Phoenix on
Yeah.
the nose for 8 hit points.
He looks better. He stops cradling his hand, but he still looks extremely queasy. Very pale.
We'll make you some lovely soup.
He goes a bit pale at the mention of food.
I think it's time to go
I
down
could
in the
really
dark,
I could really go for a good stew.
Before
If we
we
continue
make
down into the unnatural darkness, thank you.
Phoenix puke, let's just head on down.
Right. So, can I have a marching order, please? Who's in front? Who's at the back? Who's in the middle?
Fleet's in the front.
I think it's Fleet, followed immediately by Ash.
I think
Sure.
Fleet,
Right, the
Ash,
others.
Phoenix, probably
Althea.
Yara out there.
Oh yeah, I can reach over Yaris to poke Phoenix. It's fine.
So Althea's at the back.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you start to sit down, introduce seemingly highly unnatural darkness. You can basically just about make out a foot around your head. It is.
Oh my god, for a moment
very
there I thought
dark.
you meant there was like a floating foot next to my head.
No,
not that I
it's in a
generally
foot's
see- Oh, a
distance.
foot's distance. Yeah, I've caught up now.
So if you don't hold your arm out full stretch, you could not see your hand, kind of thing. It's decidedly unnerving.
Phoenix will clench his fist and it will erupt in fire.
Sure. Can you make me a spellcasting ability check, please?
So intelligence with proficiency. That's
Yee. Okay. Yeah. As you kind of start to make this flame, force kind of reactively move to extinguish it. However, you kind of focus your energy into it, and it kind of grows and grows and steady to its regular size. You kind of move it around. You've probably got maybe 5 foot around you now. Still not as much as it normally might. However, you have suppressed whatever effect might have been trying to extinguish your light source. As you finish kind of traipsing down the stairs, can I ask people at the front, so Fleet and person at the back, Althea, to make perception checks? Perception checks, please.
I think I can do that. Solid average.
Nice. Okay. You kind of, once you're all fully down the stairs, you kind of take a moment to take stock of the situation. Is that you rolling with advantage?
No, that was it rolling again for some reason.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you kind of, as I say, you take this moment, and it's then when both of you, Fleet and Althea, you feel rough hands attempt to grab you. I'm going to need you both to make your choice for athletics or acrobatics. Since you both passed, this is not a disadvantage. You kind of get that moment, notice like, oh shit, someone's about to grab me, where you start to try and escape. I think this is also probably an appropriate time to ask people to roll initiative once I bring those to the
Okay, so I've
Just as good at
determined,
acrobatics as Fleet.
I've determined how Yareth acts RP-wise. Have not determined how he's going to act in combat. So this is going to be fun.
Time to find out.
Nice.
Ryan.
Just bring out the knuckle stamps.
Eric, do you
But
want to
he's
give us
not-
tokens to roll for, mate?
Hang on, wait, because I didn't know the order, I'm just setting up the map.
Okay. I'll wait for a minute before I roll
There's
initiative.
Urashi,
then.
Phoenix, Yareth, then Alpha.
Gotta click on our token anyway.
Yeah, it's not the knuckle stamp anymore. You dim buckle them.
Boop. Alright.
Your buckle.
Unfortunately, you both fail, and you are both now grappled by these two burly figures who have seemingly taken you by surprise.
Dick.
Let me roll some initiative. Boop. We got
Oh,
boy.
He's not.
and Storm to Gem.
He's not going first.
Look at me go! Noom!
That's the highest initiative Ash has ever rolled.
I should have pre-rolled the initiatives and thinking about it.
Well, I think I'm going close to last.
Okay, this guy outside the map's initiative, he doesn't exist. Beep. And I really should have done this beforehand. And beep. Alrighty. Is that everything? I think so. Alright. Descending. Nice. Alright, so as you two feel yourselves grappled by these mysterious figures, kind of the darkness recedes, and you can all see plainly. There are, aside from the figures grabbing Fleet and Althea, there are two more who seem to be on the mooky end of the scale. They're kind of just cloaked. They seem to be armed, but they don't look individually or too threatening. There is a tiefling kind of towards the back. They've kind of got big horns. They seem to be dressed a bit fancier. Their cloak is not just mundane, it's kind of a nice red with a little bit of black trimming. This particular fellow seems to have once been a human or humanoid. However, they seem to have ruptured down their middle, and where there would be organs, there appears to be row upon row of gnashing teeth.
Concerning.
Yeah, so we got grappled and grappled. Okay.
Just to check, is that grappled and restrained, or just grappled?
As in, they have grappled you.
Okay.
You are not, they haven't had time to properly restrain you.
Alright, cool.
Music. Is this right, music? Yes. All right. So, Althea, you feel these kind of burly arms kind of around your body, kind of pinning your hands to your side. What to do?
Sort of turn around, just like, could you go to sleep, please? and just boop.
Okay, that's a 20-foot radius. Where are you putting it?
It's a 20-foot cube, isn't it?
It's a 20-foot. It's a 90-foot range with a 20-foot radius.
We'll put it there.
So
That's
it's
fine.
20-foot radius here.
Yeah.
So it would just hit this guy.
Yeah.
What does it look like when you cast sleep? I don't think you've cast sleep before.
It's a dull sort of, a dull gold light, almost like, you know, like when people disturb plants in fields and it creates that like pollen cloud, and when the light hits it correctly, it almost looks like this like floating golden light.
Sure.
It's like that.
We're gonna spore him to sleep.
Mr. Sandman.
Yeah, so you kind of you're just able to move your hand enough to cast the spell quickly before he tries and restrains you fully, and you feel his hands slump to your sides as he collapses to the floor, unconscious.
Ash, don't kill them, but hit them real good, please. And I'll inspire Ash.
All right.
Oh, thanks.
Speaking of Ash, it is now your turn, Miss
So
Brooktooth.
it is. Hell yeah. I could break someone else's teeth. Seeing the fleet, I guess, is potentially in trouble, Ash's first move ought to be go here.
Sure.
Then I would like to rage, please.
Okay.
And then I am gonna bonk it with Great Weapon Muster because I can.
Alright.
I hope.
You're at advantage because of flanking.
It's rolling. It's just taking a minute.
That's right.
Because I think it's rolling. There we go.
So that's 15.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. These figures are not particularly heavily armored, and they don't seem the quickest. So that definitely makes contact.
Oh no. Oh no.
Marvelous.
Okay. Seeing your friendly monk in trouble, you move round behind this figure, and it's kind of like it's the Henry Stickman meme where they're on the airship, and you just see that he comes up behind him with a knife. That is very much your view, Fleet. You see Urashi rise up behind this figure holding you, and you see her slash her great axe, and this figure just buckles in a pool of their own blood. That is one very much dead.
Oh,
Marvelous.
hey.
I've moved 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Boom. I'm standing in front of this guy now.
Mr. Phoenix.
Oh, sorry, Althea, I forgot that you asked me not to kill them. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that guy is definitely
I
dead.
feel like you can't
I think
non-leave
given the
Great Weapon
circumstances,
Master someone. Yeah.
I think given the circumstances, he's definitely dead. Right, Phoenix, what do?
Well,
That definitely seems like an idea. He'll tap his staff once on the ground, and a heat haze will grow. Let's call it the general area as he casts sleep to catch these two.
Okay. Roll them hit dice. Or sleep dice, I guess.
So
36.
36.
Okay. As you kind of create this heat haze, unfortunately, neither of the two you were expecting to hit with it seem affected. However, kind of popping out of thin air in a puff of smoke, comes a diminutive form that smashes to the ground, soundly sleeping.
Good job, Phoenix. You got one.
As far as you can tell, it's very similar to a description you've heard of imps or that kind of nature of creature.
Let me just one sec, I can get an actual sphere going. It's 20-foot radius, right? 40-foot sphere.
Yeah, that's it. I know that's all it gets. Is your action doing anything else?
So yeah, would have been. Oh,
Yeah.
I could have. Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, it still only gets the imp.
Okay.
I think. Yes.
With 36 hit points of
Yeah.
sleep. Yeah. That was a tough ass imp.
Doing anything else?
We'll step to there.
Mook's turns. We've got one dead, one asleep, one with Urashi, so basically dead.
God,
And
yes.
one more. Seeing how Urashi destroyed one, and now it's
Mullet.
now bearing down his friend, they're both going to target you. And
Fine.
they're both going to, with kind of very crude-looking scimitars, try and slash at you with advantage. So this will be 2 attacks.
Do what you want.
That'll be 17 and
The
12.
17 hits, the 12 misses.
Cool. That is 4 damage.
Oh,
Nice.
God.
Such a big
How am I
dent.
going to live?
Okay.
Ash is just going to look at the one that hit her, quirk an eyebrow, and say, "Really?"
Okay. Oh my god, look how little that did to your health bar. Oh dear. Okay, the guy in the fancy robe now, seeing things not going quite how he wanted, will start to mutter some words. Materializing out of the air next to you, Phoenix, comes a flaming sword. Let me just do all that. There we go.
Gorgeous.
Fabulous.
Yep. And it will attempt to slash at you for an 18 to hit.
I will shield.
Okay.
No, that still would hit, so I will not shield.
Okay.
Cool.
That is 7 force damage. That kind
From a
of.
flaming sword. Yeah, that makes
Yes.
sense.
Well, it's flaming because he's a demon worshipper, you know.
It's a holy flaming sword. Well,
Well,
unholy flaming sword.
well. Yes, that's his bonus action. With his other action, he will kind of point a finger towards you, Urashi, and you hear a kind of tolling of a bell in your mind, and you need to make me a wisdom saving throw, please. That is not the thing I need to roll. Hang on. Oh, whatever. It's still a wisdom save.
Gonna be bad. It's bad.
Okay, you've lost HP because he stabbed you, so it's a fat D12. Let's see me roll awfully. Yeah, okay, that's 4 necrotic.
It's necrotic, though. I don't
Alright.
think that's something that's resisted by your rage yet.
No, she does not resist necrotic.
Nice.
You'll back off a little bit from all of you because you're scary. Yareth. Well, Urashi's scary. You don't know how scared the rest of you are.
Speaking of Ash and rage, isn't there something that should happen when Urashi rages?
Oh yeah, creepy whisper voice boys. I keep forgetting about them.
Oh, yes.
It's
It's only things.
fine though. I
you
have to
hit.
hit something first.
Yes.
Yeah. So if I wipe them
Okay.
all out in a single hit, it won't do anything.
Maybe stop one-shotting them then, if you want your abilities to do anything.
I then now have a second question. Can magic non-lethally, force damage non-lethally knock someone out?
No.
No,
It has
it's
to
just
be
one.
a non-magical melee attack or a within reason melee magical attack. It has to be melee.
So should I primal savagery? Not someone.
I think we would, if you knock them out, we would say that you'd have to make some sort of check to make them. knock
Okay.
out easily.
In that case, Yareth will just sort of say, could that one, and points at the cloaked one, the magic one, just be not unconscious, definitely.
Nice.
Althea, let's dish her out of the bind. And Yareth sort of, he looks like he's completely lost every confidence in himself, but will still go to try and punch the dude that's grappling Althea?
Oh, he's asleep.
Yeah,
Oh,
asleep.
he's asleep. Fuck! Can I
He's-
take that back?
Go flank.
Yes.
Please.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
wait.
yes, it's fine.
He's in night zone.
Cool. In that case, we'll run over here and punch that one.
Gareth!
10 and 11, sorry, unfortunately, will miss. They're not that heavily armored, however, kind of possibly due to your own self-confidence issues,
Yeah.
you kind of swing a bit wide, and he kind of, I would say he laughs at you, but he's a bit busy at the moment.
Ash will shout, "Good attempt!" in a very encouraging tone of voice. Can't believe Yareth just punched something.
Thank you.
You mean? Now I'm just imagining a bard whose inspiration is just patronization.
Do you not remember the Dryad fight?
No, I wasn't there.
Fuck! Yareth punches shit, dude.
Ash is still impressed.
Okay, is that your whole turn?
Yeah, don't have any bonus actions.
Okay, so that was Sleeping Imp. However,
There are more.
there are more. Again, in a puff of smoke returning behind you out there comes another one of these imp creatures. It will give up what can only be described as a malicious giggle before it tries to sink its fangs into your neck.
Oh.
That
No,
is
thank you.
7 to hit. Damn it. Okay, Fleet.
Ouch. Well, I really don't like the fact that caster is so far away, so I'm going to Step of the Wind to dash my way over to that guy. I don't like the fact that he's
I
far
assume
away.
you're dodging Mouthboy, alright?
Yeah,
Cool.
just going around him. I don't...
Yeah.
Not in the mood to mess with that, if at all possible.
Fair enough.
And I'm gonna start thwacking this guy. Don't swing swords at my friends, even magical ones.
Okay.
Start off with a thwack.
That would definitely thwack. 4, 5. Okay.
And then because I already used my bonus action, I'm just going to do one unarmed offhand. I don't think that will hit.
No, it will not hit.
Ouch!
So you kind of... he's a bit surprised by how fast you move, enabling you to get in the first blow. However, he seems to be moving a bit faster than you were expecting. And so your follow-up attack goes wide. However, seeing you on him, he kind of turns to Bitey Boy and will shout, "Protect me." As such, on Bitey Boy's turn, it will lumber up behind you and try and have a nom out of you with its weird...
Nom nom nom. Nom nom.
Yeah, nastiness.
A 20
Fortunately,
will hit.
he is flanking. So
A
that's
20 will hit, yes.
I had a mini heart attack for a moment. Alright. That is 8 piercing damage as it kind of noms into you and kind of these nasty teeth kind of sink into your sides. It's a bit of a glancing blow. You imagine it could give a much nastier bite. Yet again, I roll pretty awfully on damage.
Oh, that could have been much worse. Oh dear.
Yeah. Alright. That is his turn though. Back to the top, Althea. You have a imp-looking thing in your face.
Before Althea remind me, spiritual weapon is concentration, is it not?
No, it is not.
no,
That's
it is
why
No,
it is
that
awesome.
one isn't.
It's
Oh,
why it's so good.
That's why spiritual weapon is awesome, because it's a bonus action. It is not concentration. It's just guaranteed damage you can just do.
yes, it's
Does
Okay.
have,
Spirit
have one fatal
Guardians
flaw.
is the concentration one. Spiritual weapon is not. Thank you for reminding me.
Althea is going to move over here. She doesn't mind if the imp wants to slap her as she goes.
They'll try and have another nom at you. No, it is just incompetent.
Imp competent.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
And then she will hold her sort of fist close to her heart, a small glowing symbol of Esme appearing on the back of her hand. She raises it up, and 3 motes of light fly towards one each flies towards Fleet, Ash, and Yareth as they are blessed.
Cool.
Thank you.
And then she will turn to Phoenix and say, "You can beat that sword. I'm sure your flames burn brighter." As he is inspired.
Okay. Is that her turn?
Yeah, that's out there.
Urashi.
Ash is going to go for the one that's standing between her and Yareth.
Right.
Well, I think he's dead.
Yeah.
Can I roll the damage just because I want to see
Well,
it?
yeah. I mean,
Fuck yes! Also,
Third-
Great Weapon
third-
Master means I get to make another attack for free.
isn't it as a bonus action?
Well, yeah, but still.
It is.
I'm not going to use my bonus action for anything else, am I?
Well, you can
Um,
use it to rage. It's pretty important.
But you're already
thing.
raging.
I'm still raging.
Yes, but it is important
Uh,
to note. It is a bonus
I'm-
action when it does come up.
Yeah, I know. I get a bonus action whack the other dude.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep Great Weapon Master on, which might be a bit of a risk, but... Yeah, that's not going to hit. Oh well.
8.
Yeah, so you
Actually,
kind of
what's the die for Althea's inspiration?
1d4.
You know, inspired, you're blessed.
The D6 for
Oh, I'm
inspiration.
inspired as
you
well.
already
though.
used the bless.
Yeah, I've also.
blessed
There's
applies-
also a D6
Yeah, there's the
Uh,
inspiration.
inspiration
I have an
on
inspiration.
Ash as well.
So if I roll well enough, I might get it. I have to roll like a 6, but I'm going to try.
Fucking
Wait, so
serious.
that,
It's a
8 4
14.
plus 6, 14. Yeah, it does hit.
Jesus Christ, Ash. Oh my god.
Okay, so you kind of swing and you kind of crash through the first one. Yav, you are splattered, is the only way to describe it. As the guy's head just ruptures. You kind of, using your momentum, you kind of swing round and bring it right into the side of the second guy, who is so surprised about how fast you dispatch of his other two comrades. He just was not protecting himself, and your axe gets halfway into his torso before he even moves to block you. By which time it is far, far too late, and you kind of kick him off the end of your axe, and he
Guys,
crumbles to the
can we
floor.
just hang on? In that one turn, I rolled a nat 20, a max on the bless, and a max on the inspiration.
And a max on damage.
Bravo.
Was that max
Uh,
damage? Oh, yes,
That
it
is,
was.
that
Oh
is
my
max
God.
damage.
Right.
I
Yeah.
love this character.
You're the
Terrifying,
opposite of
terrifying woman.
me.
And then 5, 10, 15,
I was thinking,
20,
no, moving isn't always too hard. No.
and
alright.
30 foot of movement gets me there.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Okay, cool. All right, Phoenix.
Yeah, I'm going to take advantage of spiritual weapons' one true weakness and move 30 feet over here.
Okay.
Then, swing the diamond into my palm, start heating it up, and then kind of sudden dry heat as this kind of sonic crack and a chromatic orb thunder damage at this imp.
25 would definitely hit.
For 13 thunder damage.
Yeah, as it impacts, it kind of ripples across the imp's form. Kind of, you hear the crunching of various bones. However, it is still just about left standing, or flapping, whatever. You probably knock it into the wall. It is just alive though.
All right. That's
Your
it.
turn.
Haha, a wizard with a bonus action. That's
All right, I'm just asking. Dead and unconscious. All right, at this point. He doesn't like the fact he's in combat with Fleet. Yes, he does. He's going to reach out, Fleet, and attempt to touch you.
Oh, please no.
So 14 to hit.
Not hit, thank God.
Okay. His hand kind of is shrouded in darkness, and you get a, oh no, this is a bad vibe, and you just back off, kind of bumping into the more thing as he just about misses you. You'll curse as you lose another spell slot. You can't do anything else. Oh no, bonus action is going to move his spiritual weapon towards Yareth and have a pop at him instead.
Can he not?
No, I think he
Well-
has to.
Blame Phoenix, who moved out of its range. 22.
Ooh.
Oh, definitely.
That would be 5 force damage. It's now your turn.
Well, everyone sort of left. How lovely of them.
Left. Strong word.
Let us move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then sort of he just holds his left hand up very shakingly and just okay, and fires an eldritch blast at the Moor thing.
Alright, what's it?
21.
Yep, anyone will definitely hit.
For 6 force damage.
Cool. Kind of plink into its side, you kind of knock a tooth out of its mighty, like, gaping maw.
One of
doesn't
many.
seem overpowered.
Well, still can do things. Okay. That's Yareth.
Cool. Imp's turn. One's unconscious. This one, after being blasted by Phoenix, will kneel down and wake up the dude and hide behind him.
Ah, shit.
As a third one will materialize beside Phoenix, who's been doing a lot. And they don't like him, unsurprisingly. And it will attempt to bite you. 17! Finally managed to hit with it, I think. I hope.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Cool. That will be 6 piercing. I need to make me a Constitution saving throw, please. So this moment, I remember you were poisoned. You should have had disadvantage on the attack roll. Oh well, it's my bad. Alright, yeah, you just take 6 piercing as it kind of sinks its fangs into your neck. But you fear some kind of intoxicant try and have some effect on you. However, you manage to brush it off. Fleet of foot.
Well, I've got friends at my back now, which feels nice. Still not fantastic with a maw and a mage.
I don't know, you got bad guy either side of you.
But I've also got good guy. So I'm feeling.
Well,
Do I not take half the poison damage?
wait, once I hit more
yes, sorry,
demon,
yes, you
it'll have
do. I
disadvantage
misread that.
with you as
So
well.
6 poison. So what are you saying, Fleet?
I trust my friends to keep me safe. That is something that Fleet would implicitly do to the point of recklessness. So I'm going to go all out on this mage, and I'm going to try to just absolutely mollywop him.
Alright.
I'm not sure a 13 will hit, though.
13 will just hit.
Woo! Thank you, bless.
Oof. He does not appreciate that.
And as a bonus action, I am going to Flurry of Blows, and I'm going to start kicking him.
Okay? You kind of crack him across the skull and you kind of move in with a kind of kick to the stomach.
Can kick that mage in the shin.
No, kick him in the stomach, come on. Oh yeah, they'll both hit.
For thwack and thwack. Solid.
Cool. Cool. The mage is starting to look not so good.
I'm going to shout at him, sit the maw down or I hit you more. And that'll be my turn.
Alright. Following on from you, he looks back at the Moor Demon, and yeah, he just shouts, "Get her off me!" As it moves in for another nom with advantage. 23.
I think will
Oh,
just
ow.
hit, just barely.
Oh my god, another awful. Well, it's not awful. It's just not great.
It still hurts. I'm not a barbarian.
It does not look healthy.
I'm not a barbarian. I don't get the big health.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
It still could have done a lot more. Anyway, okay. That's it. Althea, back to you.
It could have done a concerning amount more.
Do I get to? No, I can't get to this. So we'll just have to yell at. No, but I don't want to yell at Fleet. Oh, Phoenix ain't looking great. Let me just double check the ruling on that. Sorry, I'm
So,
60. Excellent. No, that's fine. Okay. Althea's going to run over to Phoenix.
right.
And go, combat boop, and press his just press her hand against his arm, and that the light on her circlet glows as she casts Cure Wounds on him.
Althea's playing like healing tag. Just-
Tag it.
Healing him for 15, and then she will using her last inspiration, again, sort of do the same motion she does for Bless, but this time the light, instead of glowing into these pulses that fly out to just 3 people, into just like, instead of them being like gold, there's this almost like bright white center to the light as well. As I use Mantle of Inspiration,
Ooh.
Fleet, Yareth, and Ash all gain 5 temporary hit points and can move up to their movement speed as a reaction without provoking opportunity attacks.
Oh.
Nice.
As they're all sort of temporarily coated in this sort of golden glow of Althea.
I'm just so hyped to be fighting alongside Althea.
Yeah, like she is her own hype squad.
Yeah.
She really is. Legend.
Fleet is just gonna bump shoulders with the mage and just turn him around so that he's in between her and the maw now.
Sure.
Gareth will just move over, slightly more strategic position. To the way.
Alright. Ash, you moving?
Not at this time.
Just now your turn though.
It is. I'm gonna go for a reckless whack.
Alright.
Um,
It's a great weapon to whack.
it's a great weapon, reckless whack
Okay.
on the Mar demon. Bloody hit it. 15.
Will hit.
Ooh.
Okay, excellent.
It's not too hard to hit.
Just another max damage roll, please. Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Oh, and also this
It's
now
only
applies.
18 damage.
Yeah, it's only 18. I mean, come on.
I mean, I get 12 of that without even fucking rolling, guys. So don't be too impressed. It's now the focus of
It's-
my ancestral
Yeah,
protectors.
it starts to hear the kind of whispers in its head, and it starts to get a bit confused. However, it does focus in on you, seemingly. It kind of lumbers round, and the bit that was the head, that is now in 2, the eyes kind of loll towards you. You seem to have got its attention. Unsurprisingly.
I should hope so.
All right. Is it Horton?
Yeah.
Phoenix. Okay, so what is the half haste for? Because that is the thing I used for concentration.
Oh, that's inspiration.
Oh, right, okay. I used the half haste for concentrating. So for the sake of clarity, I could try something else. If that's all right.
My inspiration on my character sheet, I've added it as a class resource. I just have Bardic Inspo and whack it up or down as required.
That's fine.
I notice the ominous circle.
Hmm.
I think I know what's coming.
Those two are going back to sleep.
Well, you have to roll well enough.
Wow.
Yeah, all right. Okay, fair enough. They tried.
Did they
tried.
both go to sleep?
Yes, they do.
Hey, huzzah.
Yarth almost killed him. Yarth, Phoenix almost killed the imp, so...
and I will risk an opportunity attack from the imp to move out of range of the spiritual weapon.
It will take it. No. Okay, whatever. These imps are just bad.
They're trying their best.
They're trying their best. They're just little boys. Okay.
Appreciative look to Althea and go, thanks for that.
No worries.
He is now asleep. Fancy cloak boy. He looks at you and he kind of gives you a bit of a you should not have messed with me look, as once again the kind of black clouds surround his hand as he attempts to touch you again.
But not an advantage. Shit,
Ah,
a 20
20.
hits. Fuck. This is gonna hurt. Because if I remember my spells, that's a...
That is
Just
11
enough
HP,
to
and that
wait,
is
no!
12 necrotic damage.
Temporary hit points. Thank you, Althea. I'm still up.
Okay.
Oh my god.
You start to feel your life being drained out of you from this touch. However, you glance over to Althea and look at her glowing hair, and you're like, "No, I have to keep going." And you
There's
just about manage to
definitely-
stand up.
I love the idea that Althea's hair is just so good, it keeps us going.
That is her
There's
ASMR
definitely
sign. It's her glowy hair.
There's a big old goofy grin on her face as well.
Yeah. So at this point, the cape guy looks at you a bit. Normally, when I do that, people die. So he looks a bit worried.
Fleet just does that
frankly.
Captain America thing. I could do this all day.
Right.
Meanwhile, she's swaying gently on her feet and covered in her own blood.
Yeah, the Captain America
Once
thing.
again, Phoenix has decided that another of his companions has taken his tanky spiritual weapon for him. So Althea, this is a 23 to hit.
That
Going
will
quite
hit.
well, the spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
That is 9.
Owie.
I also need you to make a concentration saving throw for Bless.
Yeah. Not looking forward to that.
I believe in you.
No. Bless goes down.
Okay. It's his turn, though, is it?
I mean, unless he
Yeah,
wants
it
to
will
move.
be. No, yeah. Yarth, back to you.
Cool. Yareth is still going to try and focus that more boy
Okay.
with another Eldritch Blast, hopefully.
Why are you rolling with disadvantage?
Self-imposed disadvantage.
Okay, 13 will hit.
Yareth is shaking as fuck.
The poor boy has lost his confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Go, lads! Go on, lads!
He's still
I
got
don't know.
damage.
10 force damage?
Yeah, it's looking a bit shaky.
Sweet. Yeah, Yareth is just sort of standing, shaking, looking not great, but there.
I got. Is that your whole turn, sorry?
Yeah.
We got
No
2
bonus.
sleeping imps, and then 1 with Althea. You haven't taken your spiritual weapon damage yet.
Sorry, my bad. I've done it on my
that's
sheet,
alright.
but not on the.
That's
there we
fine. Are they not linked?
No, because it's the Beyond sheet that I use.
Oh, right. Okay, cool.
Sometimes it
Um,
fails to grab the health for some
Yeah.
reason.
Once again, the imp will try and bite you. 11, probably not.
No.
No. All right. Fleet, back to you.
Feeling rough, but given that he's been giving orders, I'm getting the idea that if I take him down, maybe the maw will just, like, lie down and cry, maybe, a little bit. So I'm gonna keep thwacking the mage guy.
Sure.
Ooh! I would like to do this non-lethally if possible.
Yeah, that's fine.
I do not wish to kill him.
You kind of crack him kind of upside the jaw, kind of in his moment of, normally when I do that, people die. And his head kind of just snaps all the way back. You probably hear a click, and he will very much collapse to the ground, decidedly.
Well done, Fleet. You've non-lethally broken his neck.
Well,
Probably
all right.
just his jaw. He'll be fine.
Wait a second. A bold claim from someone who's done that.
Hey! You broke it a
Ash.
bit.
As his body hits the floor, you hear a growl emit from within the maw creature. and it kind of gets louder and louder until the whole thing kind of splits again half. So it's kind of the two sides of the draw are now kind of parallel with each other, as it roars in intense rage. It
That
seems
doesn't sound
somehow enraged, and that seems to be spurring it on somewhat.
Well,
presumably due to
shit.
its
This was unexpected.
master's death. Baloo, how do I... wait, I want to add the bar. How do I do the bar?
ball.
That's right, I need to put that out of... There we go. It seems empowered to carry on, due to its master being taken out. Okay, rest of your turn, Fleet.
I'm going to just politely step over his body and then use my bonus action to hit the maw 2 times. At advantage because...
Yes, you are flanking.
Thwacky thwacky.
Hello,
Thwacky.
perfect. Alright,
Oh yes!
For a whole 15 damage. Thwacky thwacky.
yeah, alright. Okay. It definitely feels it. Alright, is that your hot turn?
Action, bonus action, and I don't want to move again because he's going to bite me, so yeah, that's my turn.
I mean, you just stand its master.
No.
It is biting you anyway, despite the fact it is advantage in Urashi, partially because it has no chance in the hell of doing anything.
But thankfully, it has disadvantage because the attack roll is not
It
against
has,
Ash.
it has disadvantage against
Oh,
fleet
Yeah,
and
and
fleet
have
resistance
resistance.
to any damage it does.
Oh, that's exciting.
That's
I
true.
mean, it doesn't know that.
Yeah.
I am
forgot about
also quite.
And it doesn't matter what kind of damage it is either.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
literally damage it deals you.
It's
You're
not
resistant
smart.
to.
It would still try and bite Fleet
That's
anyway.
fair. A
Correct.
6 will not hit.
Right, okay, fair.
Uh,
Screw me for trying to be flavorful, I guess. Fair. Oh, what's
over
this
to here.
flaming sword will disappear.
So we
the
just had a
imp can-
creepily identical giggle.
the imp can try and stab me if it wants.
Yes, it will. Nom. Ooh.
Cool, hit.
That is
Oof.
7 damage. You need to make me a con save.
Aha!
Oh.
Okay, so that is just 7 poison damage.
How many
Take that off.
20s have we rolled this session?
Cool.
Less than 2 hours in.
I cast Fix the Fleet.
I will take that 19 health. Thank you.
All right.
And then that's Althea, because I've run out of stuff to do on my bonus action.
All right. Urashi, this thing tried and failed miserably to attack your friend, who looked quite rough. What to do?
Nobody hits my G. Another reckless attack.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely hit.
Honestly, you didn't even need to be reckless. That's just mean.
That is.
Did because Great Weapon Master.
So-
Otherwise, that would have been a 9.
You're flanking them.
Okay.
Oh, I am flanking. Oh yeah. In that case, it's not reckless. I forgot I was flanking.
Right, Tammy. How do you kill this thing?
So you know how you said it had it looked like it had been split in half, but it got teeth.
Yeah, so
together down the
kind
middle?
of along, diagonally on the face, kind of splitting those all the way down to just above the groinal area is kind of where it's split. With 2 arms, are kind of. Well, you know what I mean.
The groinal
Just
area.
above where the trunk of the body splits in
I
into legs.
fucking, I'm re-splitting this bastard.
Well, it's still split. Are you saying you're finishing it off?
I'm finishing the split.
So you kind of do. Oh god. You kind of do an
Leave it in half.
overhead kind of slash, and it kind of gets through kind of the morbid, kind of just chunks down into the groinal area, I guess, and you kind of finish the kind of last couple of inches that are still holding the two halves together. You drive it through, and they fall apart. And while they will vigorously flail and attempt to do anything, it seems your splitting is decidedly permanent. And after a while of twitching, they will stop still. This thing seems dead.
Good.
Doing anything else?
That was fun! I'll clap Fleet on the shoulder. Is everything else unconscious? What still remains?
There is an imp.
We've got an imp left to deal with. Everything else is asleep.
I can't get all the way to the imp, but I'm going to try. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Oi, ugly!
Oi.
Shout at the imp.
Phoenix.
Yeah, so disadvantage attack roll for a Ray of Frost.
Mhm.
11.
That will miss. It kind of dodges out of the way. You get a look of it going.
I'll add
"Oh,
Althea's inspiration.
Alright. That one now hit. Roll damages.
Very nice. 3 cold, and its movement speed is reduced by 10.
Yeah, alright. It seems not as affected by cold damage as you might hope.
That's fine. Althea's Ash is coming.
Alright. Asleep, Yareth.
Gareth will just move over here, stand just behind Fenix, and almost slightly just behind Fenix, shoot a Eldritch Blast out at the last remaining imp.
Definitely
Shakily
hit.
doing so. 2 19s for 5 force damage.
It seems to be trying its juking as much as it can, but it's not doing a very good job. As it kind of catches your shot, and you kind of peer through one of the wings. It's seemingly struggling to keep flapping. After that. Is that it?
Okay, finish it off, Ash. And yeah, that's
That's the plan, Yareth.
Unfortunately, on its turn, in another poof of smoke, it will disappear.
Oh! Little coward.
He's gone.
Does it reappear?
Not that you
out,
can see.
Invisible.
It just disappears in a puff of smoke.
Come back here, coward!
Right.
You
I
fight
think-
without honor!
It's fairly safe to say that is the end of the combat. You have
So much fun.
3 enemies that will be waking up in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, as soon as the combat ends, Fenix is running over, grabbing one of these blanket things, and just bundling the imp into it.
Okay.
Tying it up.
Ash is going to run over here and sit in front of Mage Boy, just holding her axe right next to his face.
That one's very unconscious.
Yeah, he's not waking up for
He's not
several
asleep.
hours.
He's just
Oh,
out.
okay, excellent.
Fleet is gonna grab some rope and tie this guy up. Don't know what
Alright.
to do about the imp.
I just
Okay.
stomp on
Did
it.
you have the rope on you? Is it your rope?
Yes, I have some hempen rope
Right.
in my inventory.
I think we'll just go
Sleight of
yeah,
hand
it's
check
him.
to see how quickly you can time it. As I say, they're waking up in a matter of seconds.
22.
Or,
I mean, oh god, it would be dishonorable to kill the imp while it's asleep, but I really want to.
Just stand on it.
You could just let it wake up and then hit
yeah,
it.
you could
Yeah.
definitely stand on it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
come on. Oh, that's
You
a little
have
bit
to.
harsh. I'm not gonna.
Literally a devil.
Right, so
Stand on it.
what are you doing, Ash?
Ash is. I don't think Ash has anything to throw over the thing like Phoenix has done. So unless she can locate something quickly to chuck over it, she's just going to stand there being threatening.
All right. Okay, you wanted something, Riley.
Yeah, Yaris' actions depend on this question. Does anything happen with the buckle right now?
Yes. So let me quickly maths. What died? The Maw Demon died.
3 things that tried to fight Ash.
They're not magical. It was just a Maw. Okay. So you get half a point. From
Cool.
just the Maw.
Yareth seeing it, he just freezes. Seeing the swells and stuff that
Sure.
he sees, just freezes as things are
Right.
happening around him.
I was saying, none of the rest of you can see it.
Yeah.
I'll probably describe it again because it's been a while. So this kind of tendril snakes out from the back buckle and kind of latches onto the 2 halves of the corpse of the Maw thingy. And yeah, you get this sense of feeding as it kind of pulses of energy kind of go from the corpse into your buckle.
Yeah, Yareth just whispering under his breath, "Don't like that, don't like that, don't like that, don't like that, don't like that."
You also hear the very slight satisfied burp in your ear.
Oh.
It does burp every time. Okay,
Hmm.
now you have a moment to appraise the room before things start waking up. It is not the wine cellar, as it appears to be. I would also say there's not a cave back here. That is not exist. That's just part of the map. As you look around, what this does seem to be is, you know, the meme. I forget the movie or the actor, but it's the one where it's the crazy guy with the theories and there's papers all over the wall. And he's
Yes.
like, yes,
Oh, it's always sunny in
I know
Philadelphia.
exactly the one you mean.
yeah. It is that, basically. It seems this is some sort of planning room, and there is information stuff everywhere. It would take a bit of time to sort through it all. After you have time to appraise all of this, Fleet, the man at your feet, kind of nicely tied up, as you kind of just finished like doing the on like the last knot, will wake up. He'll wiggle for a bit, trying to escape, but realizing that he is thoroughly secure, will kind of just stop silent. You had your axe over the one imp, right, Urashi?
Hell yeah, I did.
Okay. As soon as it seems to wake up, poof.
Fair enough. Thought we would do that.
Right.
Ash, again, despite being completely unsurprised, shouts, "Coward!"
Phoenix, your bundle starts to wriggle violently. Actually, this would technically happen first because it was slipped.
That's what she said.
Yeah, your bundle of cloth will start to wiggle and probably squeak a bit. You probably have to, it's a bit of a handful to keep contained, but I'm not going to make you roll anything. It's just an imp, it's not that strong. How strong is it, out of curiosity? 6, yeah. So, yeah, you can definitely keep it in its bundle. Right. You doing anything with your bundle? It's definitely trying to escape, Phoenix.
As soon as I feel comfortable, like, okay, that is bundled. It's not gonna get out. I'll go grab some rope from this room. Looks like this place tie it a bit more securely, so it is like a properly closed sack.
Yeah. You would find a bit of like string or something somewhere.
Maybe put another sack around that first one.
Right. Yeah. Make sure it's completely secure. After a bit, it'll stop wriggling so violently. It seemed to settle down somewhat.
Has this door moved at all since?
It's just still open.
Okay. Yeah, those imps.
Unless you closed it as you walked in, but I assume you left it open. With the magical darkness gone, the light from the room and the candle and stuff is now spilling in naturally into the basement. So, in the aftermath, what do?
Well, that was fun. First thing that Ash says.
Something for certain. Fleet's just gonna crouch down to be on the same level
Sure.
as this culty-looking guy. Howdy, do you mind explaining what in the hells was going on down here?
If you do mind explaining, I suggest you do anyway.
Glide past your head.
Yeah, seen it all before, yeah. Look, are you gonna talk or are you gonna
I
not?
was hoping I'd roll another natural 20.
If you're not gonna talk, I'll just whack you and you'll go back to sleep. Oh, which one is it?
He's just looking at you like, fuck you.
Possibly permanently, Ash will add.
No.
Our
Just
friends,
sleep in front of him.
our if I may, Gareth will slowly walk over and just, hey there. We don't have to do all of that, do we, friend? As he just waves his hand slightly and casts friend.
This boy is decidedly hostile towards you.
Okay.
Considering you just had a combat with him, he is decidedly hostile towards you.
Which is fair.
In that case, seeing that doesn't work, in that case, friend, I suggest you answer my friend's questions.
All right. Wisdom save.
God damn it!
I did this last time where
Alright,
the
I'm
detect
fucking out.
thoughts kept saving.
Fuck that! I'm out. I got I got nothing.
I've got a really big axe, and I will use it.
See, this is why I roll in front of you, because it's like if I just said, "Oh, I rolled nat 20," there's always a like, "Did you?" But
So we've been in here
clearly
for
I
less than 2 hours. How many natural 20s have we rolled? Would someone like to count?
I've rolled one.
One that counted,
I've
but you've rolled
rolled
more
two.
than one.
No, I've only rolled one.
Have I rolled more than one?
I saw one in an advantage roll, but you didn't have advantage. So you had
Oh,
only
well,
one
that doesn't count
counted.
then.
It was still on the dice. It counts.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have rolled that.
Counts in my eyes.
Okay. Right.
By the way, I have no control of the imp token, but Phoenix would be dragging his bundle with him.
Sure.
Just given our
You're
previous,
increasing your pet collection.
just given our previous experience with these people, is that word? Not so lightly. I don't think we're gonna get a lot out of this one. I think our best bet's gonna be with the out cold man on the side.
Yeah, well, while we're waiting for him to turn up, might as well figure out what we can on our own. Phoenix will again drag his bundle over to this wall of plans and attempt to make some sense of it.
I would like
Alright.
to assist
So
you in
there are
that if
plans
possible.
all around the wall. So it'll
Yeah.
take a minute to kind
He'll
of
sling the
wander
bag
around.
over his shoulder and just start
Yeah.
making rounds, picking out what he can.
Okay. For a cursory look around, I assume Fleet is helping you. Can I have investigation, please?
I am giving the assist.
Yes, I assumed you were going to let the wizard actually roll the dice.
Yeah.
Uh,
Look, I'm very proud of my +3 investigation, but I think the wizard might do a little bit better than me.
all right. Let
You got
me.
advantage if you want to try one more.
I am poisoned.
Oh, you're right.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. All right, let me quickly look at your languages. Common, Primordial, Draconic, Elvish. Okay.
And I can cover Gnomish and Dwarvish for him, if that is
Sure.
what's around.
Okay. As you kind of look around, a lot of the writing is unreadable to you. However, you've been around enough to recognize, or at least put two and two together. It's probably infernal based on kind of the actual runes it's written from and the fact it's demons.
Oh, if that's the case. I just need 10
well,
minutes.
it's not all infernal.
Oh no,
the-
if there's writing I don't understand, I think it
Yeah.
might be important. I just need 10 minutes.
Oh, well, you probably have time to do that. Like, all
Yeah,
right,
as I make revolutions around the room, picking out what I
Yeah.
can, he will be casting comprehend languages.
Okay, so let me bring up my notes. So 18 from the cursory.
I'll shift the bundle on his shoulder and go, might help with this little bastard too.
Okay, so as you start perusing, most of it you kind of gloss over for the moment at least. But the first thing that kind of sticks in your mind is like, ooh, this seems interesting, is actually a pretty decent kind of charcoal drawing of Gareth Athone, the Dragonborn scholar who Fleet murdered in the sewers below Lantern.
Murder's a strong word.
I was going
You
to
were
say.
incredibly angry, and you were
Yeah,
like, "I kill him."
I was
don't
going to
think
suggest
murder's
either slaughter
strong.
or massacre.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say
Um,
kicked the shit out
I
of.
think
It wasn't
considering it's
intentional.
entirely helpless, it was technically an execution.
It wasn't
Yeah, execution
intentional.
for places. Yes, the one who had been experimenting on the children and turned them kind of almost part Dragonborn, and had somehow summoned a spectral kind of dragon thing, young dragon, who you beat up quite well. So yes, there's kind of this charcoal drawing, and then kind of there's the string attaching to more documents, kind of spreading out from that. From what you can gather, these people were interested in him because some other party was interested in them. Exactly what the names of the party get you haven't quite located, It just says enemies, stuff like that. Rivals, it's a bit ambiguous for the moment. From you can gather, this other party had followed Gareth from his journey from Gaceia down into Lantern, and that these cultists, where they are, had gathered that Gareth had been a pretty prestigious scholar before some sort of outside influence had tampered with his mind and made it unstable. And you definitely noticed a certain level of instability when you met him. What with the human experimentation. These cultists were looking to find him and find out why this other party was so interested. All they know is, you remember his home had been broken into, but made to look like he'd gone crazy in it. And then that stuff had been taken to research and stuff. Presumably, it seems this other group got to that research before these cultists did, and that they'd also gone in and found it ransacked after you guys had been there. And they mentioned that he's now dead, and this is somewhat of a sore spot, and that they had followed this other group back up into Gaceia to try and track down his research, because they seem only to be interested in his research because this other group is, and they dislike this other group. They still don't know what it's all about. They seem to be in the dark as it. They just know it's quite important.
Always the interested third party, huh?
Yeah.
That's how these guys were described to us in regards to Mazoth as well. They were just interested in Mazoth as a third party.
Yes, I think so. 18. Yeah. That is the most interesting thing. However, you also go around, you find various things that relate to tasks already completed, tasks yet to be done, almost like word clouds of plans that are nowhere near fruition yet, stuff like that. There are a few things, kind of in drawers, various kind of powders, herbs that you gather are various kinds of drugs and poisons. How strong they are, you don't know, so you prudently decide to not touch them or smell them, just in case, until you get somebody who's probably a bit more knowledgeable to analyze them. The second interesting thing you see are a list of names. However, they are not like Steve Smith. They are more closer to titles than actual names. From the kind of text and context around it.
I would love one of these cultists to be called Steve Smith.
From the kind of context around it, these are people to be researched into. Again, partially because this other party is, but partially also because these people are interested in them in and of themselves. And they also seem to be looking to other kinds of enemies beyond just this third party who's also interested in Gareth. It also seems incomplete. There's a lot of question marks. They seem quite unsure about them. Names that are on there are the Futile Scholar.
That's a bit of a mean title.
The one who that's one who was lost. Sorry, was lost. And Reckless Abandon. They seem to think there's about 12 or 15 names. These are only 3 that they are sure. There are a few other themes that might be that they're trying to construct into other ones. Those are the only ones they are sure about.
If this is all I can kind of put together on a cursory inspection. Is this including when the comprehend language is triggered?
Yes, so this is including various. So the Gav stuff was probably more in common languages, whereas this second, so the names and stuff, is probably more in the Infernal.
Can I identify the language when I'm able to comprehend it, or
Technically no, but as I say, you can reasonably guess it's Infernal.
fair enough?
Because it's Infernal runes and it's something to do with demons, so it's only
As soon as
like
that's done-
Infernal or Umbilical are probably your two choices. There's one of those.
Then I'll set down the sack for a moment, pull out a scrap of parchment, write a quick note to the effect of, "We found something you might be interested in pertaining to the case we are involved with. Signed, Phoenix White, and the address that we are at." Roll that up, hand it to Moat, and telepathically tell Moat to go find the guard captain at the barracks.
Okay. Is this... Oh no, yes, easy for me. Alright, cool. So just a little scrap of paper. He will kind of take it, and he will kind of flap off up the stairs through the door. Technically, we'll say you go up and like open the doors and stuff, and you can send him out. All right, cool. So that's kind of half an hour, kind of just wandering around. There's still a wealth more information kind of go through. That's just kind of the majority of what you can get. As I say, there's a lot of chaotic stuff everywhere, and it's definitely a process to try and understand.
I feel like we could
Now that
spend
I've done my
days
civic
here.
duty, do we want to have a word with this guy before the guards show up?
If he wakes up, sure.
You
don't worry
credited
about
him. He is not waking up for several hours unless encouraged.
Because Phoenix is going to walk over, pull out his water skin, and just pour it over his face. After he's made sure that this guy is tied up or restrained in some way, specifically his hands.
Yeah, I think so. One of you already.
Anything resembling a spellcasting focus is taken off. In fact, Phoenix will have a quick rummage over the body, see if there's anything of interest on this guy.
Sure. Investigation.
Fleet has come over. Is Fleet helping with the looting?
Yes. Because I want to
yes,
make
that's
sure he
right.
is not going to be dangerous. Wow, that's bad.
Okay.
Yeah, Phoenix isn't looking great. How long does this... Is this poison worn off, or still going strong?
It lasts an hour. It's been the combat that
It's
half
not
an hour
been an
looking
hour,
around,
so-
so it was starting to feel a bit better, but not enough yet. Okay, yeah, 7. Oh, that's not one. Okay.
No such thing as a critical failure.
No, it's still the worst you could possibly do.
It is.
So you're feeling a bit woozy. Your mind is thinking about the whole what have we stumbled into with the Garav and everything. You're wondering when the captain's getting here. You kind of rifle through. He seems to be wearing some sort of leather armor. He's got a kind of hooked dagger.
Yeah, take that, just throw it across the room.
There's a handful of coins. Mostly it's like 7 silver probably in total. And then kind of around his neck, there is some sort of necklace thing with kind of various teeth on it, but it seems to be ornamental.
He'll take a good look at it anyway, trying to just commit the symbol to memory.
That's all you get. It's a necklace with teeth on it.
Oh,
They
just,
almost look like teeth from the Moor thing.
fair enough. Just in case it's some form of amulet or spellcasting focus, he'll also take that off and just kind of toss it over by the dagger.
Sure.
And then he'll leave Fleet to restrain the guy, tie him up, especially his hands.
I don't think that already happened off the top of my head.
All right, then he'll just splash a water skin in the guy's face.
Okay. He was knocked out with a crit. It's been half an hour. Let me... Seems to stir a little bit, but he's not coming to just yet.
Althea, would you mind helping him up? Got some questions to ask him before the law rolls around.
Don't waste your gift on this guy. Fix yourself up a bit.
Should press a hand to her in chest and Yeah, just a little bit of healing for Althea, that's
All right.
fine.
For what it's worth, Yareth will just be spending this time going around and reading all of the writing, just gathering in what Fenix.
We'll say that's kind of part of the investigation check of Fenix and Fleet.
Yeah.
Right. As you touch your hand to this, the tiefling in the fancy cloak's chest, Althea, you're in the bottom of your hair starts to glow kind of golden.
No, I believe that healing was for herself.
Yeah, no,
Was it?
the healing for this guy I'll use my
Oh,
healing hands
sorry.
for, because that doesn't cost me a spell slot or anything. I'll just
Right. Okay.
once per
Sorry,
day.
I misunderstood.
Yeah, no,
So
no.
that's
I'll
four. Okay.
pop
Yeah.
4 hit points into him, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
she will like actively just step back, like go
Yeah.
behind this pole.
Yeah. Well, as you touch him and the base of your head kind of glows, the toothy necklace
Oh my god.
smokes a little bit, and you kind of feel a almost resistance against your divine magic.
I did
Whether
remove.
you push through it, and he will kind of come awake.
So I get just to reiterate, I did remove the tooth necklace.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, okay.
So it's from over here. But yes, it goes through and he is now awake, looking at you. No, he's not looking at you. He's glowering at you.
Hi there. I'm pretty sure this is the friendliest conversation you're about to have in the next day or so, so you might want to be a bit forthright. Specifically to the effect of, what are you doing down here? What's your interest in Garov?
I will not answer to you.
Do you need me
Fair
to
enough.
back
You've
out
got some
again?
interest. Fair enough. You've got some interest in this guy. That's understandable. Everyone's got their own aims. I took out a little jaunt around your word wall here, and seems to me you're in direct opposition to a certain group. Don't suppose you'd be willing to be a bit forthright about that group. You've seen how easily we walked in and threw a spanner in your works. Imagine what we can do to them. Also, the
Persuasion.
imp bag would be pulled over to me. He's not even that lying around.
Gareth, for the record, DM would be wherever there's a big patch of words, probably in a different language.
Sure.
Infernal or something.
A disadvantaged persuasion when my modifier is +1. This is going to go well. Yeah, average.
I do not answer to the likes of you.
Oh, hang on. And Ash slowly wander over, swinging an axe, and say, "How about me?"
He kind of looks you up and down, almost appraising you. So you're that far away?
Well, I'm walking over, so I'm getting closer. I could be
He's
wherever
giving
you
you
want, really.
time to walk over. He's
Okay,
waiting
I'll
for you to-
walk over then. There we go.
Oh, I've got a bad feeling.
Kind of looks you in the eyes. Kill. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Fuck! I'm not good at wisdom.
Command is verbal only. It doesn't matter. His hands are tied and his focus is
Yeah.
over the room.
Fair enough.
His DC is 14. You pass.
Need to be? Thank God.
You feel kind of a wave of intense kind of wash over you, but you are just angry.
Ash
You
is-
just crick your neck and wash it off.
Is it
Yeah,
obvious that
I
he
mean,
just
Ash
cast
is
a spell?
actually. Ash is surprisingly unsettled, but she's going to try and hide that. And she's just going to quirk one eyebrow up, looking at this guy.
Is it obvious that he just cast a
She
spell?
looks decidedly frustrated.
Phoenix will splash the remains of his water skin in his face and go, "Stop that."
Try that again, and I'm gonna bop
Try
you.
and make me.
Bad tiefling.
That can be arranged, says Ash.
He locks eyes with Ash and Fleet again, including Fleet this time. Once more, he will say, "Kill." Suddenly,
All
both
right,
of you.
I'm bopping him with
He
my
will say,
staff in the
he casts it
nose.
at second level, so you can cast 2 people.
No!
As soon as I see him say that word again, I'm bopping him in the nose with my staff. We're not getting any information out of him.
All right. Ash, you've been told to kill.
Yeah, he didn't say who though, did he?
No, he did not.
Hey. Oh, that's not. Oh, I missed.
Well,
He's tied up.
he's tied up. I think you
wouldn't
got
ask for an
advantage.
attack roll.
He's tied up, but she got a 2. Like,
Yeah, but he. To be fair,
I'd also say,
as Eric
he's
just said,
got
why
4
do you need to
HP.
make
You
an
don't
attack
need a
roll?
great weapon master.
Oh yeah.
but it's Ash. She does anyway. He said to kill,
He's-
not hit. She's got a
he's-
great weapon master if she wants to kill something.
He's restrained.
Fine.
The attack roll would have advantage,
Yes.
so you get a second shot.
He's also prone, but yeah.
It's a double advantage.
10.
Yeah. So, as Fleet is moving to knock him out, Ash, you come at him, axe raised. It would go slightly to the right, whether he somehow leans into it. And Phoenix, the words of the cultist you met earlier, "I do not fear death," rolls once again through your mind as he almost deliberately intercepts his axe, his head with Urashi's axe, as it is caved in.
Fleet has just got her staff cocked and just looks horrified.
Ash's pretty fucking upset because that was not honourable.
As the kind of, I mean, you can tell you're magically influenced, but it kind of, yeah.
Still killed the dude who was tied up.
The momentary urge to kill kind of fades from you, and you are now once more in control.
That is actually getting to be really annoying.
What the
Annoying's a light word. I would call that horrifying.
Okay, I did not mean to do that.
That I could tell, but y'all saw that, right? He moved into that.
Yeah, well, second one today, you seem to fear something more than death. Phoenix will walk over, just kind of chuck the bundle with the imp next to the tied up cultist over here. You do sit tight, we're not playing around. Right. Got time before the guards show up. Anything else?
I'd like to note this cultist also looks decidedly horrified by what his boss just did.
Ash will turn to the other cultist and say, I want you to know that was his decision, not mine.
He's probably aware that his boss can cast him command.
Yeah.
Don't suppose
kind of comes the
you want to say anything now, do you, friend?
What did you say, Riley?
Don't suppose you want to say anything now, do you, friend? In shouting over to the speaking over to the cultist. It's still alive.
He kind of swallows. He looks around very nervously. Looks to the wriggling bag next to him. Just shakes his head. He looks... I mean, the spreading stain on his trousers probably tells you what mood he's in.
Would you be willing to talk to just one or two of us and not looks over at Phoenix, Althea, and Fleet, and not the starey ones?
I'll have you know I'm lovely.
He kind of gives half a nod.
Sure. Althea,
Yeah.
we might be able to get some words out of this one.
Phoenix will go back to examining the word wall, see if there's anything missed, and just he'll go back over and check over those drugs and poisons he saw earlier,
Sure.
cautiously. See if there's anything of value or interest or pertinence.
Yeah, Althea, what do you?
Does this guy look to be in a state of particular distress?
As I mentioned, from the spreading dark stain on his trousers, probably.
Yaris will be able to see that Althea herself isn't looking particularly sturdy on her feet.
Sure.
But as she wanders over, she'll just take a deep breath, and as she stands here, she'll just, as she exhales, there's almost just a very light, almost imperceptible, gentle glow around her as calm emotions. As she tries to just bring the vibe down.
Yes.
In this lovely area, she'll center it on herself.
Yeah.
She will elect to fail.
Sure. Yarth, are you electing to fail?
Yareth has no idea what's going on, so he will make the saving throw.
Sure.
DC.
He's
I think the
already-
court is in no condition to make the save. I'm going to make it what
He-
he says. Or also fail.
That was not meant to be.
Either.
That was not meant to be to GM, but
It was
11.
an 11, so that'll be a fail.
An 11 is a fail against Althea's Bard DC of 13.
Gareth is already pretty calm, but
Yeah. I'm
it
opting
probably
for
helps
the
his nerves a bit.
alternative effect to like bring about indifference and all that.
Yeah.
She'll
He
just
kind of nods his head, swallows a couple of times, looks at you decidedly nervously. What do you want to know?
I'm not really sure. I think answers mostly. Like what's it all about? We just keep kind of bumping into you lot. Do you know what your boss was trying to do?
He glances over towards the demon in the sack right next to him, swallows again. I do not know everything. I was brought up from the wastes some weeks ago. We have been traveling. We had news that another group of us had been attacked in the attempt to reclaim something incredibly valuable that will bring about calcium. Chat. We are working for it, and that was what the master was doing, and she is not here. You should be very, very scared.
Okay. Couple of questions. One, what's calcium? Calcium? Calcium.
Calcium is the day of coming. It is the most holy day we have been working for millennia. It is almost upon us.
Okay. Whose holy day?
It is our holy day. For the latest of mankind, we will be liberated from tyranny, and we will be blessed in the light of the... Kind of swallows, glances towards the imp again. Lords, we have been striving for so long to free.
Yareth gulps. Okay. Second question. Who is she? Can I have a name?
She is known only as the Displacer Beast. She is named after the creature. for she is terribly, terribly fast, and she will gut you before you can even string two words together from the other side of the room.
Well, she sounds absolutely lovely.
I have seen it. You should fear her.
Noted. I'm scared.
It's about this time that calm emotions fades, and what was nervousness recedes once again into panic. As he looks over towards the imp once again, seemingly dawns on him what has happened, what he's said. You
Well?
have surmised that these guys fear something worse than death. He probably fears this is now upon him.
What's going to happen to you, friend?
He just shakes his head. He has receded back into too scared to speak.
Right. I'm going to go stand over here again. Hopefully that was useful.
Alright,
Gareth will go over to Fenix's wall.
Right.
And help him with anything.
Sure. I think we'll call that a quick break. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Yeah. See you then.
See you guys after the break.
Bye.
Now-
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hornet. Hope you enjoyed your break. We're ready to get back into it. So, Elflair and Yath have just finished their mini interrogation. Phoenix, by your guesstimation, you've probably got 5-10 minutes for the earliest that the guards would be here. If you want to carry on poking around, or you could just wait. It's up to you.
Yeah, like I said, while Altair and Yareth were talking, he'll just be examining these poisons and drugs carefully, very carefully.
Sure. What does anyone have any experience with poisons and drugs? Not really, I don't think, off the top of my head.
No.
Not particularly.
Hey.
I mean, maybe a tiny weeny bit, but I'm not going to say much.
Yeah. All right.
I doubt it.
Okay. Between the two of you looking at them, can I have a medicine check with disadvantage, please?
I think wisdom is the one stat that our party is like really lacking.
God, we would have done
Okay.
well.
It's the better question of why is medicine a wisdom stat?
Medicine should be
There's an argument
intelligence.
for it. I think it should be.
Make
So
religion wisdom. Make medicine intelligence.
no. Anyway, so 3 and a 9. Okay. Yep, these are definitely poisons and or drugs.
We're not getting anything out of them. I'll just,
That might be saffron.
is that a drug? It's just spice.
Yeah, you're not really sure what they are. You probably decide you probably don't want to be touching them. It's about this time though, Phoenix, that you kind of have a little burp and there's some bile comes up in it. Once you kind of spat that out, the poison is mostly out your system.
Guess just keep a close eye on the imp and the cultist until the guards show up.
All right.
Just gonna come over here and just lean against this barrel. Actually, this pillar.
So
Yareth will just try and have a thorough look around to see if there's anything that we've missed.
you've got what you've got, I think.
Yeah.
For the moment. Anything else would require extensive time, making sure thoroughly reading everything, cross-referencing stuff, all that. So it's a bit higgledy-piggledy everywhere. It's not the easiest to make sense of. Right. It's this moment that the dragonborn figure of Civil Captain Garrick Caviot will appear kind of at the top of the stairs. He will kind of slowly step down. He's followed by a handful of other guards, but not putting them on because why? He kind of stares down at the cultist who looks up at him in sheer terror. You'll kind of tap him slightly with his foot and just grunt and move on.
Careful with the bag. There's an imp in there.
Late. It takes a moment to kind of observe all the notes and stuff around the room, the miscellaneous corpses. As he kind of looks over the Moor Demon, you all kind of look at it. Its form is different. It is starting to melt, almost. Its edges are far less defined. It is almost like it is slowly going through the process of turning into sludge, basically. It is not as solid as it was before. It is possible this is just something that happens to weird demon things of that particular nature.
Yeah, sorry, we couldn't keep more of them alive. They seem really keen to, well, throw himself on the axe. Or
Yeah, in a literal sense, one of them did jump into an axe. It was not great.
One of them mind controlled me and made me kill it.
Right.
I was not happy about it.
And
we will delay the question of the way you are overstepping all your bounds for later.
To be fair, they started it.
Tell
We just
me.
walked in the room.
Will hold up a hand to you, as in shut up. Don't make things worse for yourself, kind of way. What happened?
we acted as concerned citizens, following up a lead. Found this room. They attacked us. We defended ourselves. We tried to keep as many of them alive as we could, but as I said, they didn't seem too eager on that. 2 more of those imps managed to get away. And then we called for you.
How did you find this place?
I followed my nose.
Really? There's an impressive nose. If that is all, I think we'll have certain people inspect your nose. If that is all that led you here, we have people who can perform very sophisticated dissections.
Well, other than the actual stench this place actually gives off, I was directed here by someone who sold a component I recognized from Mazoth's performance.
I see.
For what it's worth, and this is the first time that Yareth will actually look at the inspector. I also got here the same way. Myself and Althea got here a little bit after the other 3. I wasn't feeling great this morning. Sorry.
I see.
And Yareth goes back to not looking at him, or trying to not make eye contact.
So it is just these 2 imps got away?
They either went back to where they came from or turned invisible and managed to escape that way. I'm not too familiar with how fiends work, other than they're annoying bastards.
Was one of these the barkeep? All the people upstairs was just one passed out man. Who I assume was not the barkeep.
I don't know. Did Moat go past the barkeep when he left?
No.
Barkeep left, I think, a little bit after we came down here.
Alright, we need a description of him.
Fenix will provide one to the best of his ability.
Did he let you in willingly?
He seemed annoyed by the trespass, but didn't put up much of a fight. As in, he didn't really try and stop us.
So you think he was perhaps in league with these?
He certainly seemed to know that something was going on down here.
Right.
On that note, was there a barkeep when me and Althea got here?
Yes. So
Okay.
You guys arrived just as the other 3 were going in the back room.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, can't really say if he knew what was going on down here, but
Right, well, we'd like to get you to describe him to one of my associates later. Have you looked at all this evidence? He gestures towards the notes on the wall.
cursory inspection, tried not to touch too much. Not gonna lie, there were a couple names up there that sparked some familiarity from our travels. Specifically, that one, Garov. We've run across him before in the course of our duties.
What duties? I thought you were travelers.
Travelers on a mission from the church, as we said. Our business is involved with the Church of Esme.
This Gareth had a quarrel with the church?
We ran into him while investigating a different matter.
Ah, so you consider yourselves investigators?
We were
Yeah,
asked to
We'll look at the others
investigate.
and go, not by trade, but it does seem to fill up the bulk of what we're doing recently.
Hmm. So, what happened to this Garev?
He's dead.
Oh. Did he jump in front of your axe as well?
He was experimenting on children, trying to turn them into Dragonborn.
Also, the axe is mine.
Phoenix will say that last part.
Um,
Absolute deadpan.
Non-Dragonborn children?
Human.
That is highly disturbing. It is probably for the better he is dead then. Although information from him might have been useful.
Yeah, it might have been.
Don't worry. We agreed on that count.
So where was
Sorry.
this taking place, sorry?
That was down in Lantern.
Lantern. Well, it's quite the way south. What exactly was he doing?
As I said, experimenting on children.
That was his purpose in Lantern? Did the church know about this before or after you killed him?
They knew something was going on, they didn't know the details.
Right. You know why he was experimenting on children?
Other than the fact, and it seems to be corroborated by some of this absolute word soup behind me, something drove him mad, and trust me, if you'd met him, it wouldn't be hard to believe.
Turning humans into Dragonborn definitely seems mad.
As for what specific purpose he had, I think only really he knew.
He kind of wanders up to the wall where the Gareth notes were. He seems to be kind of perusing over and taking in lots of the details you did. Did he seem affected by an outside influence?
Can't really say. We weren't talking to him so much as trying not to die.
Well, this is all very useful. I think it is reasonably safe to say Mazoth is not associated with these. Unless...
Oh, on that note, do you recognize the name the Displacer Beast? Seems to be who these guys look to.
A Displacer Beast is a fairly nasty creature.
woman.
Sometimes found in the Fouton Woods.
For what
Very
it's
rarely
worth,
gets
Yareth
found.
hasn't said anything of that. I don't know if Althea has.
Oh, I just kind of assumed it's a small cellar. Phoenix was probably just
I'm
listening.
probably going to say the more learned, so Yareth and Felix. So the boys, there you go, the learned boys. You probably heard of a Displacer Beast in passing. The rest of you, maybe in a story. The Displacer Beast is pretty nasty. It can teleport around the place. It is quite savage.
Yeah, this specifically seemed in reference to a woman who seemed to have taken that as a bit of an epithet.
Oh, she sounds pleasant.
Very.
Right, so we are looking for her. So you say she was in command of these? Do you think this is her command hub, or do you reckon she has other hidey holes in our city?
I really couldn't say. My only thought is if this was her main hideout, it would be really, really dumb to have all her plans plastered to the walls.
Quite. This is taking the blame, as I say, somewhat away from Mazoth. He is not off the hook completely yet. But it is seeming less and less likely that he deliberately summoned demons in the middle of his own performance, which probably wasn't overly likely to start off with.
For what it's worth, regarding the Displacer Beast lady, one of the cultists that myself and Althea discussed her with, the one over there that's still alive, he seemed to imply that she is not here but moves incredibly quickly, and so it's likely that she's very hard to track down, and if it's more likely she'll find us as opposed to the other way around.
Well, if you have murdered a lot of her underlings, she is probably likely to try and track you down, unless she is fearful of you, which she might be. Depends how strong she is. Very well. I believe you are somewhat cleared of the demons, not with Mazoth. He will still be staying in our custody. You, however, are free to explore the city, or leave the city, sorry. You are no longer suspects. I give...
Oh, well, that's good to know. Thank you.
okay, you might not have been here, but you were told to not leave the city for, in case you were required for questioning and stuff after the incident. This is him relinquishing that.
Thank you
You
very
have
much.
performed certain services in killing the demons in the temple circus. We were coming here tomorrow, but you have saved us a day, so there is somewhat to thank for that. However, none of you are Dragonborn. Are any of you from Gaceia?
Phoenix will just kind of tiredly raise his hand.
Well, I will give you the benefit of a doubt on this one. You have, as citizens, stepped outside your jurisdiction by investigating this matter without permission. However, on this one occasion, I will let it slide. In future, I might see fit to fine you. Do you understand?
He'll just chuckle weakly. Just say, yeah, find me what money.
Ash turns towards Yareth and just says, Yareth, what is a fine?
From what I gather, a fine is when you, as a punishment, have to pay money over to the police or other large group putting out the punishment.
Doesn't seem like a real punishment.
Doesn't seem like
I mean,
a
it
good
kind
use
of is.
word.
You could spend a night in my cell. Is it that is more accommodating to you, my lady?
How? So,
I mean, for future reference, probably that option, yes.
I will take note of that. Thank you. Now, you say you were driving from here? I suggest you go. Do not look more into this matter. If you come back through at a later date, I'll be happy to share the details. What currently is flowers Mazoth had been using, gathered from the southern wastes, might have been more potent than he thought, and more magical than he thought. And upon a particularly large dose, smoke had soaked into the canvas of the fabric, the canvas of the tent. A sufficiently large dose to cause this incident. Either that or these fellows deliberately made an extra potent dose. It is unclear at this exact time, but that is our current theory. Very well. He starts making his way towards the steps. I suggest you leave. We will take it from here.
I don't suppose now that he's been bumped down your suspect list, I could have that conversation with Mazoth. Unrelated to the case. I
Please
assure
roll
you.
me persuasion, Phoenix.
God, I need to get proficiency in that skill.
I do not necessarily think that is wise at this time. Perhaps if you come back through when this case is more firmly lapped up, but not at this time. He's kind of gesturing for you all to leave.
Push himself off the post.
Althea will happily leave.
Yeah. Oh, the one thing that might have been of interest, before we came down, there was a bunch of magical darkness, although that might have been due to that one, and gestures over to the now dead one. That one was a spellcaster, but...
I see.
Speaking of, sorry, Parrot, was there more from that one as well?
Sorry?
Because we did. Was there buckle stuff with that one as well?
Oh, yes, when he died, you gained an entire point from him.
How much was the more demon again?
A half point.
Half a point, cool.
Yes, sorry, I completely forgot about that. Yeah.
Sweet.
Be sure that you stay tonight in our fair city. I highly recommend it.
Well, we can't fault the hospitality we've received so far. And then Fennec will leave.
Everybody else leaving?
Oh, yeah.
I don't see any reason
Yep.
to stick around.
All right. So, it is about lunchtime now that you are loosed once more upon the city. Any plans, anyone?
Not really, other than getting out of here.
Yeah, I think Fennec is just a bit tired, recovering from being poisoned.
I think we could all use a long talk in the tavern and then just a long sleep.
Sure. Sounds good.
I think there are
Gareth
still
is
some things-
already drinking out of his whiskey flask.
Nice.
I think there are some things that are still left to discuss that could be important.
Yeah, drink sounds pretty good right now.
Yes, I agree.
So you make your way back to the Leaky Barrel, the Merry Fall Association branch in Gexenham. So is the plan just to spend the day drinking and talking?
I think so.
Are there any conversations people would like to RP?
Not really for Ash. Ash is pretty... He killed some shit. She's a bit tired. Doesn't like the fact that she had to kill that roped up dude, but yeah, I don't think she's got anything to add.
So, does it not bother the rest of y'all that these people are quite literally more willing to die than give out information? That's, that is shaking me at the very least, I'm willing to admit.
Honestly, after the first one, it's just getting a bit frustrating at this point.
I can tell you for a fact, Fleet, that there are some things that will put the fear of the gods into you more than death.
That's just...
And speaking of, once Phoenix has got at least a cider in him and another one in front of him, he'll kind of nod at Yareth and go, "So, this is different."
Well, I was threatened with being very arrested if I continued the knuckle stamp facade, and so this is as close to he does inverted commas real me that you're gonna get. He is very sheepish and drinking a lot.
Phoenix will take a moment, take another drink, and then seemingly not really working himself up to it, but kind of just pushing through a bit of tiredness, just kind of lean across the table, put a hand and go, "Hi, I'm Phoenix White."
There's a slight smile. Good day. I'm Gareth Dimbuckle.
Nice to meet you. Finally.
Pleasure, sir.
I don't know if this is gonna sound rude, but I really like this you.
The stutter could use some work.
It adds character. Everybody's gotta have an identifiable trait, you know?
Well, you look better without that ridiculous hat.
The hat was a bit much, yeah.
You know, now that it's gone, I actually kind of like the hat.
You know, it is still upstairs. I haven't gotten rid of it yet.
I'll find a special occasion for it, I'm sure.
Well, I was sort of thinking on the way back, and Phoenix, if you wouldn't mind, your expertise might be quite helpful. I can do magic like you, but none of that fire stuff. There's some stuff I would like to burn.
That's funny you mentioned that.
How so?
I was about to say, there's a tradition back where I come from when people are growing up and they will either want to make a change or have changed in some way.
Gareth looks sad and confused.
They burn a little piece of memorabilia just as not as like a real roaring fire, but just as this part of me is now gone type of thing, you know?
Oh, there's a lot that I would like to burn of that sort of memorabilia.
Well, if it is arson you want, I can certainly oblige. Although, kind of look over to the bartender.
Controlled and probably out of town.
How about on
We're already in trouble out here, so...
How about on our way out?
Sounds good to me.
So we're heading on then. Damn, seems like we only got in yesterday.
Did he... The inspector say that we should stay the night?
He mentioned we would want to stay the night, yeah, but I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I feel like we've been here a while. I'd like to keep moving forward.
I was going to say, I don't know whether it's just me reading a lot into things since a lot's happened to me over the last 24 hours, but did it not sound just a tiny bit threatening?
I don't know, he probably just wants to be thorough. Just got a sack.
Seem to be implying something with it. Threatening, difficult to say. He's a bit of a scary fellow.
He's got a reason for us to stay the night, and I don't have a reason to disobey the implied word of a lawman, so stay the night we shall.
He was probably just being thorough. Got a sackload of new evidence to go through. Probably just want to make sure there's no lingering ties to us.
Ooh, if we want to get a bit conspiratorial. I think he maybe has a way for you to talk with that. How do you say his name?
Mazoth.
Mazoth guy, yeah.
I wouldn't put a bet on it, but I mean, I wouldn't say no either. Either way, I don't think traveling now is a great idea. I could really do with the rest after a few more of these.
Spending the night for certain.
How are you holding up out there? You Oh.
Sorry to call you out a bit. You just, you've been a bit quiet since, we went downstairs.
Well, seeing several people very quickly cut in half will do that.
Understandable. I gotta say,
Yes.
watching that guy get thrown onto the axe definitely shook me.
Mm-hmm. Ash,
Yes.
I keep cutting people in half.
I have to admit, Althea, I do try and avoid it, but in the moment, I'm not from somewhere that pulls their punches. But apart from the whole, undead horror thing, I will try and limit the amount of cleaving I do.
Thanks. Yeah.
But you can't tell me that the teeth corpse didn't need to have something drastic happen.
No, that's fair. Just everyone else, Anyway, we're a good night's sleep and then we're off again.
I love this, Althea. Ash, please don't kill anyone. Also, Althea, here's loads of buffs so you can kill people more effectively.
To keep you safe.
Alright. As the afternoon turns into evening, a somewhat of kobold kind of enter the tavern holding a pouch of some kind and a scabbard with the sword in. They will approach the barkeeper, have a few words, and the barkeep will kind of gesture over towards you. At this point, the kobold will make his way towards you. Hello, are you the people at the Wretched Weasel earlier?
Yes.
Who's asking?
I'm me.
Then yes,
Fair
we
enough. Yes.
You will kind of place the pouch and the scabbard on the table. You found these on the street.
Then we'll kind of stare at the kobold for a moment, and then pull the pouch and the sword further onto the table and go, so we did. Thanks for...
Wait, but didn't you just...
Well, you know.
He'll kind of just nod at Fenix, turn and exit the tavern.
Huh. He'll look
Wait.
at Fleet.
But-
You were right. Sort of.
We found him on the street, but he... What? Did we lose him?
I think this is the captain's way of surreptitiously sending his regards.
Huh. Well... Okay, then. I don't think we needed to find it on the street, though.
It's it's an expression to say we weren't given these. If you like,
Oh?
nudge, nudge, wink, wink, that sort of thing, in a good way, not like the way that I used to.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I'm guessing that points to the pouch is gold, but what's with the scabbard?
All right. So you look at them, you open the pouch. It appears to be 200 gold in draconic dragons. And then the sword has a kind of little tag tied on it. It appears to be called a sword of retaliation. And kind of a little description that says it's kind of this sword is deliberately crafted to be especially light to make spur of the moment blows a bit easier to land. Basically, it is an uncommon non-attunement weapon. Whenever you make an attack as part of a reaction, the attack roll gains +2 to hit. So it is a short sword. I don't know if I said that.
Huh, I can actually use that.
Phoenix will just begin counting out the gold, splitting it.
Do you mind if I see that sword?
Yareth puts his hands up. I'm no good with swords.
I mean, we use them a bit in training. I'm not as experienced as with my staff, but always down for something new.
If we're not going to sell it, you're the only one who's going to get any use out of it, by all means.
Well, thank you. At the very least, I'll give it a try.
As he's kind of counting out the money, he'll kind of look over at Ash and go, "Sorry, I just kind of assumed you weren't really the short sword kind of person."
Ash just grins. You assumed right.
I mean, short sword versus giant axe. If I were you, I know what I would pick.
Before
Nope.
we go to bed and all that, is there anything else regarding yesterday that you'd all like to ask?
I've got a bit of a deep one, if you're willing to take a dive.
You can ask, and I may take a ring check on the answer.
Are you good with the you are now?
I've got no fucking clue.
Well,
I've been running and lying for years. Knuckle Stamp was the closest I got to a consistent me. I don't know. Maybe?
well, are you not good with the you are right now?
No, I think I'm fine with the me that I am at the moment. I just need to find who it is I am, if that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense to me. I just want to make sure you're not unhappy with what you got now.
I don't think so. No.
I don't think I've got any questions for Yareth Sebastian Lead Von Knucklestamp. Might have a few for Yareth Dimbuckle, but I think they can wait till the morning.
Fair enough.
Alright. Is that everything for today's session?
Yeah, I think plans to
I'm good.
get some rest,
Yep.
head out towards
Actually,
Name-
before we
head
get to
out
the next
towards
session,
Tarina.
what is our next location? What are we planning on doing?
Well, that was what I was going to ask. What is the next move?
Tarina. We are heading towards Tarina to go through Anmir and to Falari, where I believe it's time for a spot of fleets.
Well,
Interest.
Not that everybody else knows that yet.
No, this was discussed before when we were making plans. We've
Oh, that part,
Fenix
yes, but
mentioned. Fenix, like Fleet knows that Falari has drow. Fenix has passed through that area and knows there are drow. So you asked us if we could head up in that direction.
Okay, so we're headed to Flurry. So your route is Tarina and Flurry?
That is the route I have written down.
Sure. Okay,
sense to me.
just so I know. Okay. The sword should now be in everyone's journal under minor items.
Yep.
Cool. Right, Tarina, Flurry. Okay.
Yes, it's not through Falmir Mythal, because I believe the plan after that is to go up to Rak Ilganes for the tin.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. So, I think we will draw things to a wind down there. So we'll start off with inspiration. So, for those of you who don't know, at the end of the game, I like to give a quick little reward to players for particularly great RP, funny joke, whatever. So it hasn't come up today, but basically the way I do it is you can have up to 3 at a time, and then whenever you roll a dice, you can say, I don't like that roll, I'm going to re-roll it, instead of just the advantage which regular rolls give, which I think is a bit meh. So the way I do it is I get all the players to vote for one other player, and since we're streaming, I like to get the stream chat to have a quick vote as well to see who they would like to give it to. So while Britty sets up the straw pole. Lumie.
Oh, right, okay. So I would be voting for Althea because of buffing me to high heaven, but I'm pretty sure Althea is all full up on inspiration, isn't she?
He is, yeah.
So I think I'm gonna go for Yareth. Because Riley, I am very impressed at how you've managed to kind of turn him around in like one session. So yeah. It's not easy to do.
Alright. Matt.
I'm giving mine to Ash. Cleaved 2 guys in half in 1 round. That was cool.
Riley.
Yeah, I'll go with that join the Ash train. Same reason.
Nat.
Yareth. Likewise,
Really?
he's a completely different character.
We've
Yeah.
got 2 Ash, 2 Yareth.
Yeah.
Oh, Britty, you gotta pick a side.
Oh, I'm terrible at making decisions.
You could just vote someone else as an tie break.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go with my original idea. My vote's for the DM. I really liked that that little mini dungeon, and I like the commitment to these people wanting to die.
Yeah, goddamn, this is like a full-on suicide cult, man.
Hey, okay. You could have chosen to kill Phoenix or Fleet, who are both next to you. You chose to attack and kill the.
I wasn't
person.
gonna kill Phoenix or Fleet.
Yeah, they probably could have tanked a hit from you, though.
Yeah, but their command was to kill, not to hit.
Your command only lasts a round.
Oh. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, true. Yeah, but Ash wouldn't know that, would she?
I would also say he tried it once, and then you just didn't have any stop him from doing it again to cast it at 2nd level.
Yeah.
You could also just attack the imp in the bag.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Tiebreak between Urashi and Yareth. I think I'll agree with it's pretty cool how quickly you've turned Yareth around, and it's something I've been looking forward to. Obviously, since we made the character, so I'm excited to see where new Yareth 2.0 will go. Electric Boogaloo and all.
Oh, fucking same.
All right. So, the chat vote is split between Matt and Lumie. I think since Urashi which had a last minute vote. So it is 2/3 Phoenix, 1/3 Ash. So, Mr. Matt, you gain inspiration. You
I don't
feel
really
inspired.
I don't feel like I deserve that. I completely forgot I was a divination wizard today.
I really forgot you were poisoned, so.
Everybody makes mistakes.
It's the first session back after Christmas.
Yeah.
All you have to do now is for 2 rolls in the next game, be like, my portents were extra potent last week. Just like 2 bad rolls on Ferret's behalf. Just be like, that was last week's portents kicking in.
Yeah. They were delayed portents. Yeah. Because I think we can guarantee I'm going to roll terribly next week, because that's always how it happens. Alright, so be sure to check out our Twitter at rolling_with_it for updates about when we go live, when VODs are uploaded, stuff like that. Check out our YouTube where VODs are being uploaded. I have mostly worked through the backlog, they're just not fully live yet. I'm going to try and segment that out purely for straining my computer. Because it takes so long, it takes so much RAM. Any feedback? Well, it's always appreciated for me as a DM, so it's to you as a players, at the stream, and I think we can't change if we don't know what's wrong, so anything you can give us, we just love. Share it with your friends, share it with your mum, share it with your grandma. Someone's got a grandma out there who likes D&D. Check out our 2nd stream on Saturday, so I believe we'll be starting this Saturday, 8 o'clock UK time, where we kind of spend an hour talking about previous games. We're trying to catch up at the moment, so we're talking about session 6, 7, maybe 8, next time. So yeah, sure to check that out if that sounds interesting. Who's going to be there? I think I should be there.
Provided that nothing mad happens in my life, I should be there.
Cool.
I'm working, so I won't be.
All right.
Should be, yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you all very much for watching. See you next time.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Well,
Thanks for watching.